What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got lots and lots of new Digimon cards we need to be talking about. We're going to be building up to a new level 6 secret rare, but we're going to be starting off, we've got a bunch of black and red Digimon to talk about, and we're going to start off with Volcanicdramon. Now, Volcanicdramon here, we've got a free cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve, 1000 power. Should say all of our translations here from the lovely folks at digimoncard.dev and the lovely folks at Ensan Gaming. And what we've got here is, even though it is a pure red Digimon, it can Digivolve from red or black. And incidentally, that's how we're going here. We are looking at all the black and red Digimon that can essentially switch between colours. So while this is in play on your turn, once per turn, when you play a Kurohana Hina card, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 power or less. Worth pointing out, it is on your turn, so if it comes out as a security card, that will unfortunately not work, and that's a little bit sad. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We've then got an inheritable skill. When you are attacking, if this Digimon has an on-play effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 power or less. Yep, that's pretty gosh darn good, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty gosh darn good. Moving up into level 4, but still sticking with red, we've got a 4 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 4000 power, all fairly standard. Again, can Digivolve from red or black. And when you play, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, and you add a Digimon with Rock Dragon, Earth Dragon, Bird Dragon, Machine Dragon, or Sky Dragon in its traits. Add a Kurohana Hina to your hand, placing the rest of them at the bottom of your deck in any order. And we've seen skills like this a lot. It's letting you search out parts of your deck. It's giving you extra consistency. These things in the right deck are really very, very good indeed. And when attacking, if this Digimon has an on-play effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 power or less, which of course is the exact same skill we saw on Volcanicdramon, and it's not limited to once during your turn. That means that if you can attack more than once, you can delete more than one Digimon. Of course, if you've got a Volcanicdramon into a Volcanicdramon, then yeah, you can absolutely delete 2 in the same attack, which is clearly very, very good. Moving up into level 5s, we've got Lava Garitamon. 8 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 7000 power, and again it can Digivolve from red or black, despite being a pure red Digimon. And what we've got here is, on play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 power or less, and then you may play a Kurohana Hina from your hand without paying its memory cost, bearing in mind that you've got Volcanicdramon that lets you search it out, and you've got Volcanicdramon that lets you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 power or less when you play it. Now you're playing it for free as well. This is good. Plus, on all turns, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, if this Digimon has an on-play effect, gain a memory. Now, of course, this is all getting a little bit weird, because what we're doing here is playing around with Digimon that we've evolved into that have an on-play effect. So basically, you're not getting the on-play effect because you've Digivolved into them. However, you do get all these extra inheritable skills, so that ain't too bad. And of course, we're playing around a lot with Kurohana Hina here, so we should probably see what she actually does. We've got a white tamer, 3 cost. At the start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon in play, gain a memory. Basically, you're gaining a memory every turn, which is good. And on your turn, when one of your Digimon Digivolves into a Digimon with Rock Dragon, Earth Dragon, Machine Dragon, or Sky Dragon in its traits, by suspending this tamer, activate one of that Digimon's on-play effects. I know. You see, this is ridiculous. Because what you're doing here now, as well as having the cards we've just looked at that get advantages if you've got an on-play effect, we've now got a tamer which activates on-play effects, even when you're Digivolving into a Digimon rather than actually playing it. That is absolutely huge. Plus, it's a free cost tamer that after 3 turns ends up having been free anyway. This is one I think we can get pretty gosh darned excited about. Now, moving up, into black, we got a Jazzarrichmon here. Free cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve 1000 power. Can Digivolve from either black or red. On your turn, once per turn, when you play a Kurohana Hina, gain 1 memory. Remember the red Digimon, the Volcanicdramon, you deleted one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 power or less. Then, as an inheritable skill, while this Digimon has an on-play effect, you gain 1000 power. Nice! We've then got Jazzarrichmon here, 4 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve 4000 power. Again, all of these can Digivolve from black or red. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, and add a Digimon card with Rock Dragon, or Earth Dragon, or Bird Dragon, or Machine Dragon, or Sky Dragon in its traits, and a Kurohana Hina among them to your hand. Yet, it's exactly the same skill as we saw over on Volcanicdramon here, which is lovely. But remember, it doesn't have to actually be a play skill. You can Digivolve into it, and if you've got Hina in play, then you can activate that skill as an evolution skill, even though it's actually a play skill, which is a little bit ridiculous. And then, on all turns, while this Digimon has an on-play effect, you gain 1000 power. Same as the Jazzarrichmon here, so this is building up quite nicely. And then we've got the level 5 Jazzarrichmon. 8 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve 7000 power. Nice, about standard. And on play, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. That is to say, trash the top card of their stack as long as it doesn't leave them with a level 2 or no Digimon. And then you can play a Kurohana Hina from your hand without paying its cost. So the level 5 red let us play a Kurohana Hina after deleting a 5000 power Digimon. This lets us play one after we go ahead and de-Digivolve one of our opponent's Digimon. Bearing in mind, if I've got 2 Hina in play, I can activate the play skill twice. So what I can weirdly do is evolve into Jazzarrichmon here, and then Hina lets me use the on-play skill, which then lets me play a second Hina, which is kind of ridiculous. Also got an inheritable skill. While this Digimon has an on-play effect, it gains security attack +1. Which is kind of interesting here, of course, because the other 2 are boosting up your power. If you've gone all the way up, what you've got here is a Digimon with an extra 2000 power and security attack +1. That's pretty gosh darn good. So you know what? Why don't we finish off taking a look at the last 2 super rares from this particular set? Because you know what? This is one of those videos where we've just got lots of Digimon that all work well together. It's kind of weird if we don't, have a gander at all of them together. So in terms of red, we've got Volcanicdramon, 12 cost to play normally, 4 cost to Digivolve 12,000 power. And like everything else in this video, it can Digivolve from red or black. On play, you delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest amount of power. Take that, Rookie Rush. And if no Digimon was deleted by this effect, your opponent can't play Digimon with a power of 5000 or less until your opponent's turn ends. Which is nuts. Now, what I want to remind you of is that this does not have to be a play effect. If you've got Hina in play, all you have to do is evolve into it, and you can activate the play effect. If you've got 2 Hina in play, you activate the play effect twice. And if you can pull this off, not only do you keep deleting all your opponent's lowest Digimon, but when you've got a proper board wipe, you stop them playing low-level Digimon. And if you manage to pass without giving them too much memory, all they can actually play is low-level Digimon without ending their turn, but they can't play low-level Digimon. This locks your opponent for a turn, essentially out of having any Digimon in play. What you really want to do is be able to activate this skill multiple times, and we've got a tamer that allows you to do so, which is ridiculous. Oh, speaking of ridiculous, when attacking, if you have a tamer, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Want to know something really weird? It doesn't say once during your turn. Like, you don't need to be able to read Japanese at this stage. You can see you've got that first coloured box, which says when attacking, or literally attack time. And then, if it said once per turn, there would be a second coloured box next to it. But no, it just goes straight into if you have a tamer, or you tamer exists. My point is, if you can find a way to attack multiple times during your turn, you can use this attack or this skill multiple times during your turn, bearing in mind you're 12,000 power to begin with. And also, let's not forget, all of these cards interchange. They can all digivolve from red or black. So if you go up the black stack, but then end up with this, you've got an extra 2,000 power from your Jazzarrichmon and your Jazzarrichmon. You've got security attack +1 from your Jazzarrichmon. So you're actually a 14,000 power Digimon. You're taking out 2 security cards rather than 1. But actually your attacking skill means you're taking out 3. If you just digivolve up through the black line into this, and you attack into the stack, you trash the top card of their stack, then take out 2, you're taking out 3 security cards straight off the bat. That is absolutely preposterous, ladies and gentlemen. That is ridiculous. Volcanicdramon might be a little bit broken. Especially because you can keep using the on-play skill when you digivolve into it, and have all of those brilliant evolution skills. It's a bit redonk. Now, I did promise you 2 super rares. We've got Metallicdramon here as well. This is your black super rare. 12 cost to play normally, 4 cost to digivolve, 12,000 power. Once again, can digivolve from black or red. And when you play, you de-digivolve 1, all of your opponent's Digimon. Then delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less. Bearing in mind, you've just taken all of their level 5s down to 4s, 4s down to 3s, etc. So hopefully you've brought the one you want to delete down to a play cost of 5 or less. If no Digimon was deleted by this effect, i.e. there was no Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less, all of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon cannot digivolve until your opponent's turn ends. How cool is that? So now we've got the red level 6 that stops your opponent playing small Digimon, and now we've got the black level 6, which stops your opponent evolving. And it doesn't just stop them evolving, alright? It stops them evolving unsuspended Digimon. If you couldn't delete a Digimon with a first skill, fine. But that could still be hyper impactful. That's still the kind of thing that just flat out wins games. Oh yeah, and on your opponent's turn, while you have a tamer in play, this Digimon gains that beautiful pair of skills, Blocker and Reboot. Which I love, because you attack on your turn, then unsuspend on your opponent's, then block on your opponent's, then unsuspend on yours, then attack, and you can attack every one of your turns and block every one of your opponents, bearing in mind you're probably going to have at least 14,000 power here, and this adds up beautifully. It's not quite as broken as Volcanicdramon, obviously, but I think what we've got here, and we've really got 2 evolution lines and a tamer that all work together. We have talked about a lot, a lot of different cards in this particular video, but I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, these all work together absolutely beautifully, and if I may be so bold as to say so, these are the kind of things we should be getting pretty gosh darned excited about. This looks like the kind of line that, you know, it's a level 6 red and a level 6 black, both of which are super rare, both of which have a huge amount of stuff leading up to it. Digimon are basically saying to us, or Bandai is saying to us, hey, have you seen this new deck? We think it's going to be pretty gosh darn good. Both the red and black lines end in super rares. We've given you a tamer. Why don't you go and have a play and go a little bit nuts? And quite frankly, yeah. It seems like the kind of thing where maybe we should be. This looks awesome. And like I say, that Volcanicdramon looks like one of the absolute stars of the set. It looks like one of the very best cards in the entire set. And it looks like the kind of thing we should be all getting a bit excited about. So yeah, lots of stuff to get excited about. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you. Are you buying this? Do you think this is going to be a good evolution line? Do you think just one of them is good? Do you think Volcanicdramon is as good as I think it is? Basically, tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.